morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All my trade geniuses out there. Welcome to Trade Genius Live. I am your host, Trend Genius, and we are in here on a Thursday, y'all. We are in here on a Thursday. Ben, good morning. I'm very new to the game, but I have a question in Forex. Question: why in Forex sessions they have four time zones? We always talk about three. Good morning, everyone. Joseph Royal, good morning. Drewy, morning. Taylor Pruitt, good morning. Botavin, good morning. Kaz, good morning. Empress, good morning. That's what's up, y'all. How y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling this morning? I'm feeling very good. Twyla, good morning. Philip, good morning. I'm feeling very good. Man, I think all of that little stuff is pretty much just about gone. Jerry Jack in the building. Mr. Payout. I think that's gonna be your nick. That's your new name, bro. Mr. Payout. That might be a lot of pressure, but it's all good. It's all good. So, yeah, man. So all of this is like just about gone. Feeling a little bit better. At first, my head was feeling all swollen and stuff, but other than that, man, I'm feeling good. Went to bed on time. Got a nice good night of rest. Good nights of rest. Good night of rest. I guess that's a tongue twister. Soaking Insider. Good morning. Good morning. Yo, sis. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tapping in with your bro. I appreciate you hanging out with your brother this morning. I know you got a bunch of fire fired call out you about to hit him with, but I appreciate you tapping in prior to that, because I see you say yo, good morning, and then I look and I'll be seeing little alerts coming through my phone and stuff like that. You sending out plays. I was like, look at her, boy. She be all over the place in a good way. In a good way. Jerry Jack, you like that? All right, cool. Then it's done. Just that simple. Just that simple. She said, nah, for real, for real. Yeah, seriously. Going for 4 in a row, hard to feel bad after they hit your accounts. Yeah, absolutely. Serena, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Yeah, absolutely, Jerry Jack. I'm glad you like that, bro. That's what it is, Mr. Payout. And that don't mean like I'm trying to say, oh, he's making all this money, this and that. Nah, we're gonna call him Mr. Payout. He did that. He took his time and got in there and got that first payout. So, you know what I mean? And that's how I'm going to refer to Mr. Jerry Jack. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Payout. Straight up. We got to keep that momentum going. Would you say, sis, you need to chill? Nah, keep it rocking. Turn my mic down. I'm hearing a little feedback. All right, I think that's better. A little bit more. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better right there. Nah, keep it rocking. Unless you need some time for yourself, of course. Like if you need to take some time off for you, then yeah. But other than that, keep rocking, sis. You be killing it. I'm almost ready too. Just to let you know, I'm almost ready. I've been playing with I have my other phone right here, like right here. I have it on a stand that's connected to my desk, and this is where I be in there playing. When I say playing, of course, my brother, anytime. Him now. Rest coming soon. Right. Without prejudice. That's what's up. Good morning. And let me say this. And let me see if I can say this right. Because I've been seeing it and I haven't said anything. Snehala Joglicker. You're gonna have to break your name down for me, Snea. I would definitely love to know exactly how to say that. Of course, Jerry Jack, you deserve it, bro. You deserve it. Yeah, I am. You know I'm coming. I just got to make sure I'm right. I already dropped some cool funds. Well, my funds are sitting in Coinbase. I had dropped some in there. I haven't moved it over to BitUnix yet. And also the Bing X. I haven't moved them over, but the funds are sitting there. And all I got to do is just move it over and then just go for it. I've been on Bing X practicing. Remember, I told you I've been demo trading. So that's all I've really been doing. I haven't been catching all your plays, of course, but I've been catching some. I'll chart them out. And then I play with it, and I've been getting a lot better. I've been getting a lot better with my entries, because that's really all it is, the entries. Everything else I understand. It's just making sure I stay on top of those entries from all the things that you've taught me. So good morning, Mike. All right, y'all. Well, everybody here feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead on and wait, what was this guy talking about right here? Was that from the other night? Wow, that's crazy. All right. Chrissy, good morning. Morbid Drifter, Rosa Red, Violet of Blue. What would you do without TradingView? I like that. I like that. We gonna throw that up there right there. I like that. Rosa Red, Violet of Blue. What are you going to do without TradingView? Me? I probably would. I don't know. It would be, well, it would force me to learn NinjaTrader. But I really do love TradingView. But I am definitely slowly transitioning to NinjaTrader, not because anything's wrong with TradingView. It's just that if I decide to travel out of the country, I want to make sure that I have another platform in the event that TradingView doesn't work for me or something. I just want to have another alternative. I know NinjaTrader works good in other countries because our co-founders, the hedge fund co-founders, as well as one of our coaches in the inner circle. So NinjaTrader, you know what I'm saying, is definitely work. Actually, I don't think Juvier uses NinjaTrader. He does Trade-Evate, and he places trades on Trade-Evate, but he does his charting on TradingView. But nevertheless, I still want to learn both. So would you say, sis, you proud? You proud? That's what's up. I'm getting there. I'm just want to just go at it slow and lock in, because I haven't really been locked in the way that I was 2024 and 2025, like middle of 2025. Something that I've just come to understand. And we're going to talk about that too, y'all. We're going to talk about that today. All right, let's jump on the charts. Let's see here. Let me make sure I have everything up that I need to have up. All right, let's jump on the charts and let's check out what we got with news. All right, so news today. Oh, here we go again. I ain't see this. This just popped in sometime, I don't know, over last night to right now. This just popped in because I leave these two tabs, they stay up. This is on another screen. They stay up, so they're always there. But this wasn't there yesterday. Y'all remember we were talking about this. It was there on Wednesday, but it wasn't there yesterday. So Trump's going to be speaking at 1 o'clock. Keep that in mind. We did have unemployment claims this morning at 5:30. Stephen Brown, what up? What up, my guy? I'm good, man. Thanks for tapping in. Hey, Stephen, were you able to go through some of those resources I sent you? Hopefully you did. They'll definitely help you out with what you were asking about. You were asking me about a particular thing, you know what I mean? So I definitely wanted to send that to you. But yeah, so unemployment claims at 5:30, that already passed. We have natural gas. We talked about this yesterday. We have natural gas at 7:30. That's for anyone that's trading NG. So if you're trading NG, just be mindful of that, because as I stated yesterday, I know Juvier used to trade NG pretty much on a regular basis. He slowed down off of NG, but I remember him always saying that he never traded NG whenever the natural gas storage news came out. He said NG would move funny. So for those of y'all that trade NG, just keep that in mind. Other than that, we have nothing else until Trump speaks at 1 p.m. That's 1 p.m. my time. Remember, I am on Pacific Standard Time. So that means that is roughly 4 p.m. he's speaking. And then we have a bunch of FOMC members speaking. No one should be trading this late. Like, no one should be, you shouldn't be trading after, like, I say you shouldn't be trading past like noon, realistically speaking. I mean, if you want to be the trader that trades all day long, go ahead. I don't think that's an advantageous approach, but just speaking from my experience and what I've seen from other professional traders, they do not trade all day. I know there's some influencers online, they trade all day and this and that and this. I don't do that. My cutoff really is like, I don't trade after 9 a.m., which would be lunchtime on Wall Street. Now, that's if I'm in a trade. Now, if I'm not in a trade, I'm right around, y'all know, right around 7:45. If I'm not in any, if I am not in anything, I'm done for the day. So let's jump on the charts. All right. So last night, actually, let's talk about yesterday first. Yesterday is right here. So 6:30 is right. Bam. So this right here was the start of our session yesterday. Right here, 6:30. All right. So look, price just pretty much stayed in this whole area and the market closed here. So price really didn't do anything. It pretty much ranged all day yesterday, which not that I'm not trying to be right, because I always say this. Just once again, the characteristics of just watching this pair for over 2 years now. Just characteristics I just pick up on. I'm not always correct on it, but I just go off the characteristics of what I see. And I'm telling you, 90% of the time, just based on characteristics, me just looking at the characteristics, not me trying to be right and trying to guess it. I'm not guessing it. Everything that I tell you guys is based on the characteristics of what I see this pair do, what this pair has been doing. Turn my mic up a little bit. And yes, and remember I said that yesterday. I said, what, this looks like it's going to be a ranging day. I said that price can do anything, but it looks like it's going to be a ranging day just based off what I've seen, because it was 30 minutes into the market and we still had no direction. Now, there's been times where it's 45 to hour in the market and then we get some direction. There's been those times too, based on characteristics that I've seen. But just going off yesterday, just look from what I've seen before that it was going to be a ranging day. And it was. It was a ranging day, straight ranging day. Market opened here, didn't really do too much. This was the biggest move right here. And then after this move and this move, it pretty much didn't do anything. And the market closed. All right. So now let's look at, I'm going to go to the 5 minute, y'all, just so we can condense the candles down some. All right. So yesterday, or overnight, what we're looking at now, about 2 minutes till market open. I actually didn't even get the notifications. I would check it out. Thanks so much. Canary's in the building, baby. Yeah, she sits up in here. All right. So last night, overnight session, right? Market opened here, 3 p.m. my time. Remember, on Pacific Standard Time. And kind of ranged. Asia session jumped in at 5. Didn't really do too much. Kind of just went into the reversal zone, came out, kind of just following what it was already doing, basically like a continuation, right? Then let's see here. Asia created this low. This is Asia low, Asia low. And market, London opened right here at 11. Bam. So this blue candle right here, London open. London, just that quick, took Asia's low. And it's just kind of been running ever since. And now we're in between these two reversal zones. So we'll see. Got my alarm going off in my ear because it's 1 minute before the market opens. Let me hit that. All right. So what I'm looking for today, all the daily levels, y'all. All the daily levels are above, as y'all can see. So if I do take a daily, it's going to be a buy. Now, what am I seeing as far as overnight bias? Well, got a couple of things we need to factor in. We are way below the 8% line. That's number one. Number two, we've been extremely bearish. A lot of bearish moves. We go up, we range, and then back down again. So market just opened, went in with small risk last night because Trump's speaking. 3 small wins though. Nice. That's what's up with our prejudice. Barbosa the Great. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué tal? Let's see here. So market just opened. Let me get on the 1 minute. And it's pretty much what we got. So we have some consolidation right here. And actually we'll draw a box there. Basically, that's like a nice little breakout. Remember, I talked to y'all about these, like right when market opens. Like these are cool little, we call them cheap trades, right? You would put your entry whichever way you're going. If you're going buys, it'll be right at the top of the box. If you're going sells, it'll be right at the bottom. And then your stop loss will be just the opposite side of the box. So if you're going in sells here, then your stop loss will be here. And then you would target like basically the previous swing low. If you're going sells, so you can target here or here. I would have targeted here because we call it a cheap trade. Or you could actually went in with 4 or 5. You could went in with 5 micros on this because the risk is small. Going on 5 micros, trim your position right here at this previous swing low, left a runner, move your stop loss from here, just past break even, and then just see what that runner does, and just kind of go from there. That's a cool little trade. Cool. We call it a cheap trade only because not a cheap trade because it's quick bread, and the risk is very low. So, but this is always one to pay attention when you start seeing this, like especially like 615, 617, and you see prices kind of doing this thing right here, then you know when market open comes, it's going to be a breakout to either one of these sides. So, and remember, we talk about how much that NQ loves to take liquidity from the night before, right? So what my bias is for the day is I see NQ coming down, hitting this liquidity right here. It's not that much, it's a little bit, but it's still liquidity. So at least sweeping these lows. There's probably more liquidity up here where people sold, right? I would say it's more liquidity sitting up here because this is a whole big move. People were jumping in. I'm sure some traders jumped in here, jumped in down here. So I would have to say there's more liquidity to the buy side, meaning more stop losses and stuff like that. Because people that were in these sells, I'm sure they're still holding. I'm sure they're still holding. So this would just be basically a liquidity sweep right here. But I'm looking for price to come down, sweep this London low, and then continue on up. But we'll see. Could be another ranging day today. It's been crazy since the 20th, right? If y'all think, go back and do. I went back and I did some research on the charts, right? Because something my mentor has stated, and he was talking about how it's been, like a twilight zone since the 20th of January. So I went back and did some research just to get a more firm understanding. I know what he meant when he said it, but I wanted to just go back and just do the research and just look at it. And yeah, ever since the war, you look at it like price has been all over the place. Honestly, I haven't seen these kinds of characteristics out of NQ. And I know a lot of it is manipulated because of the war, the gas prices, the oil, this and that and this. So I'm almost assuming a lot of it is that. It has to be, because that's the only thing that has changed in the economy. So we're dealing with that. So it's been really like tough times trading right now. Like this is really a time where get a little piece, shut it down. Like seriously, get a little piece and shut it down. That's the times we're in right now. Even on my accounts, like I told myself, okay, moving forward, I'm taking base hits. Even on my strategies, I'm taking base hits. I'm taking base hits. So Barbosa the Great, cousin. Oh Lord. Oh goodness, Barbosa the Great. I should have known. That was cousin Kurt. I should have known. That's too funny. Cousin Kurt, what up though? But yeah, so that was, like I said, this is a cool little cheap trade. Quick, I don't know what's this. 24,130 to 11. We'll say 19. We'll just say 19 points times 4. What's that? That is 76. Yeah, 76 ticks. 5 micros, 250 a tick. That's some cool little bread. What's that? That's like almost a couple hundred, right? Yeah, almost a couple hundred. Pretty close. Somewhere around there. That's still not bad though. That's still a cool little quick trade. You could have grabbed this. If you're copy trading, you would have made, whatever that was, a few $100s off of this quick trade right here. Done for the day. Literally, the first 1 minute candle. Boom, done. Literally done. Like that's where we are right now. If you're not understanding market sentiment, that's where we are. We're in a place right now where we need to just take what we can get and shut it down because of all of the war and all of the news and all the stuff going on. We got our president speaking every day. You know what I mean? Like all of that stuff is making the market do all kind of things. And that's not, and let me say this, that's not a political statement. I'm not saying that what he's doing is messing up the market. I'm just saying, like, he's reporting on all the things that's going on the war, right? Whether it's the truth, whether it's a lie, who cares about any of that? I don't care about any of that. What I care about is what is being said and what is happening economically that's affecting my money, our money. And those things that are being said about the war, those reports, there's different things going on with the war. It's all affecting our ability to make some bread. Now, it doesn't mean we can't. It just means we got to be more strategic, right? We got to move how the market moves, right? So that we always have to think about that. We always got to understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows in the market. There's going to be shifts just based on everything that's economically going on. And we got to always keep that in mind. Keeping that in mind does what? It allows us to stay on top of our discipline. You know what I mean? It allows us to retweak our game plan, because my game plan was, I still going to take my strategies, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing a lot of holding right now. Like, holding to waiting for my trade to play out to hit my take profit on my strategies. I'm probably going to be doing like I did yesterday, taking a lot of partials and leaving a runner just to make sure I bank some bread. And then if that runner goes, it goes. If it doesn't and it comes back and hits my stop loss, it's cool, because I've already banked 4 micros out of my 5 micro contracts. You see what I'm saying? So yesterday was a good example for y'all to see, like, how I just went in there, just took a little bit of bread. It was like, what was it? I think it was like 280, something like that, on 12 accounts, 11 accounts, 13 accounts, whatever it was, 12 accounts, something like that. And I was happy with that. And that's how I'm going to be living right now. Literally, I'm going to be living like that. Only because, as my big brother and mentor stated, we're in a twilight zone right now. And we have to understand that. We got to make sure that we understand that, so this way we don't get caught up in all of that stuff. I'm confused. My trade copier didn't work. I set a limit order. That happens. 1 second, y'all. Let me plug in my. Cool. Had to plug in my other laptop. That happens, Morbid Drifter. 290. Yeah, it was technically 280 something across. I think it was like 282 after fees and everything. I think it came out to like 280.25 or something like that across 11 accounts. Can't beat that. I ain't mad at that, because I understand where we are. I understand what's going on in the market. I truly understand. And that's something that we always got to make sure that we stay up on. I've been taking a lot of partials and it's been saving me. I'm not up as much as usual, but my accounts say absolutely. Absolutely. And remember, Stephen, it's not about being up as usual, right? It's just about being up, right? Because we're in some trying times, so to speak, when it comes to, us trying to get some bread. We're in trying times right now. It's a twilight zone, straight up. And we have to keep this in mind. And I can tell you this, and I'm gonna make this statement, and this is not a political statement. I don't make political statements. All of that stuff really doesn't even matter to me. I'm not even check this out, y'all. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm an independent. That's how I've been for many, many years. And I don't hate either side or nothing like that. It's just what I think is the best for me. Because the way I see it when it comes to politics is that we're always choosing the lesser of two evils. I'm not calling them evil. I'm saying the lesser of two evils when you understand how politics work, right? So that's my take on it. It's my own personal opinion. It ain't, everyone has their own opinion on how they do stuff, but I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. As I stated, I'm an independent. I said that to say this. Every president that comes in, some of them do good things. Some of them do things that we disagree. I think that's just a human, right? We have siblings and family members that do things we like and they do things that we dislike. So I keep it real simple. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much how I look at it. So with that said, I'm going to make my statement. My statement is this. During the Biden administration, I'm not saying Biden is better than Trump or Trump is worse than Biden or Obama was. I ain't saying none of that. All I'm saying, based on what I can tell you from characteristic standpoint, again, is based on just what I've seen. during when Biden was in office, I'm telling you, these trades, my strategies, they would hit. Either they would hit or they'd be profitable or not profitable. I didn't have to take partials. I could hold it to my take profit level and all those different kinds of things. Like I was able to do that. Now I notice it's a little bit different. Things are a lot tighter. You know, we have a lot of things going on. Think about it. Biden didn't do a lot of tweeting and making statements and stuff like that. So his words didn't have a chance to drive the market. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't talking about tariffs and those things. And I'm not saying tariffs are good or tariffs are bad. I'm just saying these are all the things that are affecting our ability to make some money. That's why I'm stating all of these things. That's why I'm saying this is not a political statement. It's about us understanding what's going on when it comes to making our bread every day. This is what we do. This is my full-time job. This is what I do. So for me, this is everything. You know what I'm saying? This is how I pay my bills. This is how I, do my thing, right? So with that stated, it's something I just noticed. When Trump came in office, things were way tighter. Even like at the beginning, when how they take office, I think like January 15th when they have the inauguration, right? I'm telling you, since that time, what was that, last year? For the first maybe a couple of months, maybe 3 months, it was hectic because think about it. We're all just coming off the tail end of Biden leaving office, old administration leaving and new administration coming in. And I totally was able to see the difference. And so did people that I traded with, my trading friends, my mentor. We all just can tell, like, man, it's the terrain has changed, and we have to change with the terrain. So I said that statement to be a segue into what I was just initially talking about, is the fact that we have to understand that the terrain ain't gonna always be the same. And then also too, if we can trade in this terrain, because I feel like this terrain is super choppy, super unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's been lately. That's just the facts. That's not even my opinion. That's just the facts of how it's been. So with that stated, we always have to remember that we got to change with the terrain. We have to. If we don't change with the terrain, we're going to get ate up out there. So we got to remember that. We got to change with the terrain. It's always good to, yeah, exactly. Let me see here. Let me go through because I see it just swept liquidity, like you said. Yep, swept the liquidity. Now it's going up. Quietus, hey, is having TradeGheenyuz better than using TEF? I'm thinking about opening another account on TEF, but not sure what is different from using a broker. Whatever you do with TEF right now, Quietus, you cannot use TradeGheenyuz with TEF because TradeGheenyuz has integration where everything is already set up on their dashboard. So if you opened up TradeGheenyuz, you could use TradeGheenyuz to demo trade. You can open up your live account with TradeGheenyuz, like put your own funds in there. Excuse me. You can put your own funds in there. And pretty much that's what you would use TradeGheenyuz for. Also, you can purchase your data on TradeGheenyuz. So whenever you decide to demo trade, excuse me, or trade your live account, you can do that on TradingView because you can link your TradingView to TradeGheenyuz. But you don't need TradeGheenyuz for TEF. TEF has its own integration. You won't ever need TradeGheenyuz for TEF. Even there's another integration coming that that the Edge Funder is still working on. And once the Edge Funder completes that, that'll be an integration where we'll be able to log into a particular broker on TradingView and then trade our TF accounts just like that. That's the last integration. So that's coming. But you won't ever need TradeGheenyuz for that. All right. What Dilson said, you're not wrong. All of them actors. Yeah, that's pretty much how I look at it. You know what I mean? They all have to fit within fit within what's going on. I mean, that's just the way I see it. With Biden, you probably just hit sell every day. For real. Market hit records since Trump. There's going to be ups and downs. Absolutely. There's going to be ups and downs. It's a very volatile time. And think about it. The market is driven on emotions, right? So if we have an administration, regardless who it is, this ain't no finger pointing at Trump or it just the facts. If we have how would I say, a lot of emotional stuff going on, then guess what? Then that means what? The market is going to be driven with that, right? Because The market is driven on emotions. That's why you'll hear professional traders tell you, or even you hear our co-founders, the hedge fund co-founders, they'll tell you too, the last 2 to 3 weeks, I think it's the last 2 weeks of the year, they don't trade. Maybe the last 3. Let me see here, Stephen. Oh, scroll up. Scroll up, Stephen, and then you'll see where I said it's March 22nd. I'm looking at it right now. I got a link. March 22nd, our conversation on March 22nd. I got a link at 9:07 a.m. Just hit the link and it'll take you there. Yeah, so yeah, y'all. So when you think about it, when you think about, how would I say, when you think about if we have an administration, or even if we have a lot of economic stuff going on, all that stuff is going to drive the market, right? The market is driven on emotions. Going back to what I stated, that's why a lot of professional traders do not trade on the last 2 weeks of the year. And maybe the last 2 and the first week, they don't trade. They want to get all the Christmas and all that stuff out of the way. Think about it. In the United States, what is the most, how would I say, what is the most emotional time of the year? Christmas. It's one of the most emotional holidays of the year, right? People are getting gifts. Parents are out there trying to get gifts for their children. Like all kind of stuff going on, right? Like tons of stuff going on. So with that stated, you have to also understand that that's going to make the market very volatile because of the emotions. So they don't trade during that time of the year. And it makes sense because think about it. What drives the market? Emotions, right? So why would you trade around in one of the most emotional times of the year, at least in the United States? And we have to use the United States in this regard because what? The holiday is like a United States holiday, even though they may celebrate Christmas in other areas. But here, y'all know, people that live in the United States, this country goes hard for Christmas, right? So with that stated, we always have to keep that in mind. Like this country goes hard for Christmas, and that's cool. But understanding that also tells us what? It helps us understand what we need to do when it comes to the market. Once again, we're talking about our money. All of these things drive price action. So I just wanted to say that just for everybody to keep that in mind. We're in trying times. I'm calling it trying times with our trading. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. Like I said, the terrain has changed. So guess what? We got to change with it. That's all. We got to change with it. Period. That's what that means. We have to change with the terrain. That's it. That's all that it means. And long as we, like I said, long as we make an account and we keep that mentally in our head, we know what? We know that, there's some changes that we have to make. Like I said, taking partials is one of them. That's one good thing I added to my trading game. Take them partials. Take them 3 and 4 hunds, them 5 hunds. Take them 280s, 250s. Take that, shut it down. Yeah, you can always say, well, if I'd have stayed in it, price would have went crazy. I would have made more money. That's true, but you don't know that. That's hindsight is 20/20, as we say, right? We don't really know that, but what are we doing? We're doing the smart thing. We're doing what's going to be the most advantageous, what's the most conducive, right? Even Steven said it. Even Steven said it. What'd he say? I've been taking partials and it's been saving me. I'm not up as much as usual, but my account stays green, right? That's what we're in it for that right there. That's what we're in it for. As long as we keep the account green, it doesn't matter how much money we take. It doesn't matter if last week we was up 2,000 and this week we're only up 500 or even 300. Who cares? As Without Prejudice stated before, any amount is enough. Any amount is enough. Remember that. Any amount is enough. Just keep that in mind. That's how it works. So, I don't know. Price opened here, swept liquidity. Now it looks like it's headed. Well, we definitely have a break of structure and almost a change of character. Excuse me, y'all. We have a break of structure and almost a change of character. So break of structure is here, and I think if we get a change of character, would have to be once it breaks this level right here. Now I would consider that to be a change of character, meaning we're not in a bearish trend anymore. We're now in a bullish trend, but we do have a break of structure, which will be here. This will be considered our break of structure. So, I don't, check this out, y'all. I don't like taking trades. I don't like taking entries inside a reversal zone, even though this entry for me would have been here for my little daily strat, my little daily level strategy that I take. My entry would have been here. It's just when price is riding in between reversal zones, God, I just don't like it. Because it does this like back and forth, excuse me, y'all. It does this back and forth thing. And I don't know. And then with the way price action is, I'm never afraid to take my strategies, but it's just something that I just know about, characteristic about NQ. So it makes me, you know, not second guess, but it makes me like think twice about, do I really want to, you know what I'm saying? Do I really want to take this trade? Should I just be patient? Those are the things I'm thinking in my head. Should I just be patient? Should I wait? You know, all of this stuff. Those are the things that are, you know, in my mind. And this wouldn't have been a bad trade because entry would have been here. Stop loss would have been here. My target is here. So with that said, not a bad trade. I just don't like being with these reversal zones, man. For those that know how I trade, they'll tell you like, nah, Trent don't like taking trades inside of reversal zones. Not that the entry would have been inside a reversal zone. It's right before it. But I just know that price loves to. Now, there is some correction that price needs to do. I will state that. We had all this bearish buying. I mean, all this bearish pressure, all this selling pressure. I'm sure price is going to, you know, correct that. But who knows? It could be another choppy day. The market has been weird. We're in a twilight zone. I'm factoring in all of those things. Done for the day. I am happy with my trade. D Young, good to see you. I haven't seen you. The last minute switch up to buys for the 15-minute banger was crazy. Wow. So 15-minute banger got a D Young. What'd you get? What'd you do for the day? You said done for the day. I'm happy with my trade. What'd you take? Did you take a sell off the open, or did you take a buy after price swept? What'd you do? Just curious. What'd you do? What's this? 6:30. Oh shoot. So 15-minute banger would have been there. Got it. Okay. D Young, what'd you do? Did you get a sell or did you get a buy? I still need to integrate my other computer over here into this. But like I said, that's a PC, and all my stuff here is Mac. So I'm still figuring out how to integrate that. But I just took a trade. I took a quick trade off of the break of structure on my other accounts. What I did what you got? I took a buy at 268. 268. At 268? At 268, that would be, okay, maybe I'm missing something. Crazy last minute candle to change and at 9:44, 48 seconds. Right, exactly. You said 268, D Young? Oh, I took a buy, 268. Got it. I'm with you. I got you now. I got you. A little small win. There you go. Hey, I'm telling you, them 260s and them 250s, when you have like anything in the twosies, I'm telling you, when you got, even if you're trading one account, it's fine. But if you're copy trading, man, them twosies are beautiful. Absolutely. Those twosies are beautiful. I took a buy off of 24,160 on the 15-minute. Excuse me, on the 5-minute. This is what I took on my other. I couldn't show it here. I took a buy off of where are we at? Yeah. Let's see here. No, I would have to go. Yeah. I took a buy off this break right here on my other account, and I just targeted this unmitigated level. That was 1060 after fees and everything. It was like 1054.24. So I did that in 10 accounts. And I have some 100Ks and some 150Ks. I did that in that. So that was what, 10 bands, just that quick. And I exited right here. I was not trying to hold to go all the way up there. It's inside a reversal zone. Price action has been crazy considering the war and all of that. Like I told y'all, I'm just taking quick little partials and boom, done. There it is. There it is. I'm done for the day. On my smaller accounts, on my 50Ks, of course, you guys saw I haven't done anything. Actually, let me go here. Actually, I could have taken this daily trade right here, which let me show y'all. We had a market structure shift, right? This candle right here gave us market structure shift. Formed a gap. And I would have placed my entry right at the top of the gap and waited for price to come down, tap me in, and I probably would have targeted here. I would have probably took off like 4 contracts. I would have trimmed my position here, 4 contracts on this unmitigated level, and left the one runner possibly to run to this daily level or just let it run. And then I would have moved my stop loss just above entry once I trim my position here, and I would have just pretty much how y'all see me do yesterday. And that would have been it. This would have been actually one to take. The only reason why I was a little apprehensive is because these reversal zones, and these reversal zones are very, very strong, and I believe in them, and I trust them wholeheartedly. So I wasn't really so quick into taking this trade. But it is what it is. No harm, no foul. So let's jump into a question. Let me see. What we're talking about. Soaking Insider. I've had marked for a while. Price usually struggles to get below it. I'm thinking it will get over it, come back, then go higher. We'll see. LOL, just my theory today. Gotcha. Took a small win off the reversal at the London lows. Smiles. Absolutely. Good job, Twyla. Stephen Brown. The amount of money I made in the last 5 minutes is insane. I'm done for the day too. For real. Sinus infection been kicking in the rear end. Hey, D Young, that's what I was dealing with too. I had a little something going on. It's still a little something, but yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. It's going around. Serena took DS loans and took my base hit, done for the day. Smart. Melanie, done for the day, going ahead to the gym. Oh, you're going to work it out. Took the FEG after the MSS. Nice. You took that buy. Nice. Empress, what you going to work out today? Done for the day, going to the gym. What's on the schedule today? You doing legs, arms? What you doing? Cardio, lifting. This looks like a little pullback for more upwards momentum. Absolutely. On this DS, took my profits at the smart. The same thing. That's how I'm living right now. Serena, I feel you. Like my target would have been here, and I'm good. I'm gonna take my little money right there, and I'm gonna call it one. Me and you trade very similar. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back. Anyone know of a prop firm that allows at least 2 contracts per trade? You mean 2 minis? You don't want to be trading 2 minis, more of a drifter. You can do 2 micros, 3 micros. Me and you trade very similar, I noticed, but I'm still working on my emotions. I'm still very impulsive. It's all good, Steve. Steven, at least you recognize it. You know, you understand what you got to do. Yep. Me too about the RZ. Yep. D Young got in at 24,132 and got smart. What you grabbed? You grabbed, what's that? 67 points. Ooh, that was nice. You must have went in on working back today. Got it. Okay, Miss Impress, working that back. Look at that, y'all. I could have took the trade again. Like this trade happened twice. Market structure shift, fair value gap. Put my order right here. It went up, hit there, came back, touched into this fair value gap, and went back up again. Could have traded it twice. Not could have traded it twice, but the setup happened twice. Nevertheless, it's all good, man. I don't sweat that stuff. It is what it is. No, I want to be able to set 2 different limit orders, which is what I need in order to use the strategy I want to use. Oh, you want to set 2 different limit orders? So you would need two different accounts, and you would have to trade them on different devices, because I wouldn't be able to trade my accounts here and then open up another tab and trade again, because TradingView or whatever prop firm you're trading is going to recognize that you're in on two different tabs, and you can't do that. So you would have to have two different devices. So if you had, two laptops, you can be trading one account on one, trading one account on the other. You can do it that way. Mortgage Drifter. That's pretty much what I do. So my other laptop that's over here that I do my copy trading on, I trade accounts there, but then also trade accounts here as well for what I'm showing you guys. So that's how I'm able to do that. And if I wanted to, I have another laptop. I can go and I got my MacBook. I can take that, open that up, and I can I can sign into another account and I can get rocking there as well if I wanted to do that. So just something to think about, but it can be done. So let's get over to, let's pump this, let's get this muscle pumping right here. So question of the day today is, it's a good one, as always. Y'all know I like to make sure we have some good questions to get that mental muscle going. So I can set one buy order and a sell limit order at one time. No, that's called hedging. You can't do that. If that's what you were speaking of, then I misunderstood, but you can't hedge. Some prop firms allow you to hedge. No, you can't do it on one PC, because the one PC is only going to allow you to log into one account. You're going to need multiple PCs, and you can't hedge. I know on the Edge Funder, you cannot hedge on there. You cannot have a buy on one ticker and a sell on another one. You can't do that. That's just part of their rules. And I believe just about all prop firms, it's the same. No hedging. Now, there may be some that don't mind you hedging, but you would have to read the rules. But I know for a fact, the Edge Funder, that's a no-go on there. So, all right. So let's get to this question of the day. What is NQ not doing right now? Let's go to the charts. What is NQ not doing right now? Let's talk about that. What is NQ not doing right now? Y'all can chime in whenever y'all feel like y'all have an idea. But what is NQ not doing right now? Let's talk about that. And the reason for this question, what is NQ not doing right now, is to eliminate bad trades by identifying what's missing. That's why I asked this question. So I'm gonna say it again. What is NQ not doing right now? The premise of this question is to eliminate bad trades by identifying what's missing. So, but we got to ask ourselves some questions. Is there no confirmation, depending on what strategy you're trading, right? Depending on which way you're looking at taking a trade, whether that's bullish or bearish, right? No liquidity sweep. We did have a liquidity sweep that we have. So that one we can check out. We can check the box off that one. So we know we got a liquidity sweep. That's for sure. We got that. Do we have no clear bias? We do have a, let's see here. We did have a break of structure and pretty much a change of character. So we can say right now what we're looking at, we're trending upwards. We can definitely say that, right? That would be fair. We can definitely say that, right? That we're trending upwards, right? So we do have, I'm not going to say the bias is clear, but we have some understanding to looking at price right now to say, okay, price is starting to trend bullish. Now, we still need some more confirmations, right? We need, of course, price to get above this high, maybe a pullback, create another lower low, and then continue to create a higher low than previous, right? And then create higher highs. That's just going up. So we want to see higher highs and higher lows, right? That's going to give us a clear, definitive answer that price is starting to trend bullish. So let's look at that. Well, we did get our sweep. So we know price did do a liquidity sweep. This will be the London low, right? Price took that in our session. This is our opening candle. Boom. Okay, so we did that. Now, after price made a liquidity sweep, what did it do? It started trending bullish. Now it trended bullish, then it finally made a high, right? But as you see, we had a pullback back into this FVG. That created a low. And now we had another little pull, went up, we had another little pullback, and now we're trending back up. So what do we want to see? We want to see this. Excuse me, y'all. Come on. This, right? It's because of my reversal zone is locked. This, like that's what we want to see, right? Where we're seeing price creating higher highs and higher lows. That's what we want to see. That's going to give us a clear indication that price is what? Is now we're starting to get a clear bias of which way it's trending. That's what we want. So once again, what is NQ not doing? What is NQ not doing right now? Well, what I would say is what NQ is not doing right now, it's, how would I say it? Okay, so we were very, very bearish overnight. We opened, New York opened, price swept New York, London, swept that liquidity. Now we went ahead and we started to go bullish. We had a break of structure. Now we're having a change of character. If we continue on with what it's doing, higher high, higher low. It's going to be the next higher high. It's the next higher low to this low, right? And that's what we want to continue seeing. And then we can say, okay, we have a clear bias that what? Price is starting to trend bullish. Cool. But what is price not doing at the moment? At the moment, what I would say is it's not creating exactly. I looked down and saw that. Clayton Cuffey. Nice. Wait, I trained. So you can hedge on the same account on Lucid, but not two different accounts. But take it from me, don't do it at Morbid Drifter. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yes, Clayton Cuffey is not creating structure at the moment. Great answer. Great answer. Somebody's paying attention. Not to say that you guys are not, but he's definitely paying attention. Clayton Cuffey, 4412, not creating structure. Facts. That's exactly what's happening. So we're also getting what? Getting a little pullback, which is normal, but it's not creating structure right now. What is it doing? It's consolidating, right? It's starting to go sideways. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot of that is because it's in this reversal zone, as also you can see. What is this? Oh, y'all don't know what that is. That is my VWAP. That yellow line is my VWAP. The blue line is my 50. Simple moving average. So prices, you can look, price is just hitting this VWAP and coming back. It blew past it a couple times, but it's been retesting and retesting it. So we see a little something going on. We see a little consolidation happening right here. Exactly, Stephen. Price getting a little consolidation right now. It's going sideways, but we'll see. So that's what price is not doing. It's not creating structure. And that's what the question was about. Like, what is price not doing at the moment? It's not creating structure, and it's definitely consolidating at the moment. So what does that tell us? If there's not creating structure, then what? It's not giving us a definitive direction, right? It's not creating structure. So what does that tell us? Sit on our hands. Sit on our hands right now. Sit on our hands. Sit on your hands. Protect your capital. Let price do whatever it's going to do. So that was the premise of the reason for that question. To understand and identify what's missing, so this way we don't force no trade. That's what that was about. So knowing what's missing, like I said, prevents force trades. Sometimes what? The best trade is no trade at all, right? The best trade is no trade at all. Now, I could have got in the trade that I showed y'all, my little market structure shift, fair value gap, placed the entry at the fair value gap and took it to that unmitigated level, that blue line that was in the middle of the reversal zone. I could have done that, but I decided to sit out because of being in between these reversal zones. Like price can get up here to this daily level right here, this pink line. But in my opinion, I feel like it would be a struggle because what? We're in this huge reversal zone. And you can already tell price is like, it went in, came out, went back in, consolidated. Now it looked like it's possibly could be coming out again. You know what I mean? So just once again, based off characteristics, I'm not trying to be right. I don't care about being right. I just want to understand what's going on. I just want to understand. It's not about right or wrong. I want to understand what price is doing. Now, as I stated to y'all, if I did take this trade, my entry would have been here at the top of this FVG, and I would have targeted here just the way Serena did it. Remember, we're talking about that. We should be taking base hits right now. I wasn't going to hold to this daily level. I just was not. Now, I would have left the runner and let the runner go, but I'm going to bank some of my profits. Market is too volatile. You know what I'm saying? Too unpredictable at the moment. So if we're missing confirmation, then that means we have a lack of structure alignment, right? Right? Because that's exactly what's going on. We're not getting any structure right now. So because we're lacking structure, that means what? It's not really a good time. Stay away from that. Leave that alone. What we got? Trend. So the candles move different on TradeGheenyuz than they do on TradingView because I have TradeGheenyuz on the same time frame. You and my whole candle chart look different than yours. Man, sitting on your hands is the real game, and waiting for the strategy entry is the key. Yep, that RZ was the reason I took profits early, plus the FVG since Monday still is not fit. Yes. Great. Serena, great confluences, great way to use all the different biases that we have going on. That's a great, very, very well put. And you're basically paying attention. That's really, 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 really good. Paying attention to everything that's going on. Yeah, sitting on your hands, kilo 688. Sitting on your hands is the real game. That's exercise, patience, discipline, all of that stuff. Oh, so let me go back to you, Sports Life. Yeah, you know what? TradeGheenyuz tends to move funny. You know what else I noticed charts move funny too? Close to a year ago when I was still messing with Top Step, their candles move funny too. I don't know if they're using different data, because there's a few different data sources, right? There's the CME bundle, there's CQG or CQG or CGQ, something like that. There's a few different data providers out there. It could be possibly the data, I'm not sure, but I've noticed TradeGheenyuz does move a little bit funny. It seems like the candles don't move exactly the same. But look, as long as the price points are the same, I think that's all that matters. That is one of the reasons why I did not like trading on TradeGheenyuz. I tried it like a couple of times and I'm like, nah, I'm cool. TradingView is where I'm at. I don't know. It just seems like TradingView is just a lot much more smoother. So basically going back to what we were talking about, let's get back to that question of the day, because price ain't really doing nothing. This ain't nothing. We can't do nothing in this. It's nothing. We should all be sitting on our hands right now. If you made some bread, you should be logging out. If you haven't entered a trade today, you should be sitting on your hands. Straight up. All right. So what is NQ not doing right now? As I stated, that was to do what? To understand what's missing. If we understand what's missing, that would eliminate bad trades. So we know what's missing here. Structure. We have no structure. So what does that mean? So sit on our hands. Ain't nothing going on right now. Why would we jump in that chop and get all chopped up? No reason to do that. No reason to do that. So missing confirmation, lack of structure alignment, all of those things are what? Reasons to just let's chill right now. Let's relax. Let's sit back. Let's be patient. Let's wait for the markets to give us something that we can really, that we can really get at. And also too, being at prices inside of this reversal zone, I won't be taking any trades. So as far as my my accounts are concerned, like I'm done. I'm logging off. So I logged out on those. So let's get into. Well, before I take that down, let me just make sure that we're clear on that, right? Asking yourself what is NQ not doing, or whatever ticker it is that you're trading, what is it not doing, is gonna eliminate you from making a bad trade, because you're understanding what's missing, right? You always want to know what's missing here. And if nothing's missing, you got structure, you got a liquidity sweep, you got break a structure, change a character, clear direction, then guess what? Then if you have a strategy that supports those different things, then yeah. Now I'm on TradingView and they look different than yours. What kind of candles you have? Do you have regular candles, or are you on Hikanashi? Yeah. He said, bro, I'm done. I traded Asia. That's what's up. Way to shut it down. Barbosa the Great. Way to shut it down, my friend. Yes, sir. Yeah, I would have to agree. It seems like it's slower. Sports Life, you might be on Hikanashi. Let me go there and show you, bro. Jump to the screen share real quick. Go look. Go right here to where candles is. Click that. Should be on regular. I'm on regular candles. Hikanashi would be down here. And that would definitely make your chart look different. If you're on Hikanashi candles, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like this. That's Hikanashi. And this is actually the hybrid super scalping strategy setup. That's why it says HSS right there. That's the setup. That's the chart for that, to trade that strategy. And y'all know I practice here and there. I practice a little bit on it. It's not a part of my game just yet, but I practice on it. But yeah, so I wonder if you got Hikanashi candles. You should be on regular candles. Just candles right here. So just check that. That could be it. I am. Thought so. Hikanashi. Yep. Oh, we got news dropping? Huh? Oh, natural gas storage, 730. Yeah, that ain't gonna affect us. No big deal, unless you're trading NG. But yeah, so that was the issue. Sports Life. All right, cool. I'm glad we got that straight. That's what's up. We just need to switch it. I want to trade so bad, but I'm done. Hey, Barbosa the Great, my friend. Demo trade, bro. Demo trade. Yeah, demo trade. If you want to scratch that, it's demo trade. Because I want to trade so bad, but I'm done. I'm glad you're saying you're done. I want to trade so bad. That sounds emotional. No, it don't sound. It is emotional. I want to trade so bad, but I'm glad you're done. I'm glad you're done. That's what's up. Don't be jumping in no trades, bro. Log off. As you see, I logged off. Y'all don't see my trade evade up anymore. I closed out of this account. If I was going to take it, I missed my trade. You got it? Sports Life, that's what's up. I missed my trade. If I was going to take my trade, my entry was here and targeting this unmitigated level. Demo it is. Okay. Nice. See? That's a man that wants to protect his capital and save his profits. So just remember, you guys, going back to the question of the day, what we were talking about. We were talking about what? Asking yourself, what is NQ not doing right now? Ask yourself that question when you sit down or you think you see something. Just ask yourself the question. Just ask, what is NQ not doing right now? And whatever's missing, that's your confirmation that there's a lack of something. And whatever the lack thereof is, then you know what? Sit on your hands. Get out of there. Don't place no trades. Don't force nothing. But what that will do is that'll keep us from forcing trades, of course, and eliminating bad trades. And that's what's important. All right. Let's get into then what is it that I wanted to talk to y'all about? I forgot. There was something I said I had wanted to talk to y'all about. Let's get into tip of the day. I'll see if it'll come back to me. But there was something I wanted to talk to y'all about. Oh, I know what it is. We'll get there. So tip of the day is your first loss is usually your best loss. Your first loss is usually your best loss. Absolutely. Been there, done that. Don't do it. Reconsider. Go read some literature on the subject. Absolutely. Happy birthday to the great I love, Mr. Joseph. I'm in this short 30 minutes. I know you playing. I know you playing. I know you playing. You ain't in the short on no 30 minutes. I know you're not. I did not know what I tried to do was called hedging, and because of that, I missed a trade. So I have to decide whether to place a buy or sell next time. Morbid Drifter, if you're following the hybrid super scalping strategy, then it should only be in one direction, right? Depending on where the 100 is. If the 100 is below, then you're looking for buys. If the 100 EMA is above, then you're looking for sales. So just stay consistent. And I'm not saying you are, but don't bounce around with strategies. Stick to one strategy. Just work on that strategy. Without prejudice, F it. We got your back like chiropractic. That's what's up. Still learning the game. It's not breaking that 24-240 that I wanted to see. LOL. Took a loss today after my nice win streak, off the charts till tomorrow. That's what's up. That's what's up, Mr. Payout. Smart. Protect the capital. So true. Often when I try to recover the loss, I end up in deeper loss. Yes. HSS EMA, looking for buys. That's what I thought, Kilo 668. When I looked at the chart right now, I was like, HSS, they're looking for buys right now. Not a strategy that I trade, but I don't mind talking about it because I know some of you guys trade it. So yes. So you'll be looking for buys because the 100 is down below. So you'll be looking for buys. That's absolutely correct. Why is this stuck? What is this? Delayed data? Oh, I'm tripping. I got to change contract. See that, y'all? I'm on the wrong contract because I don't even really trade this. That's the problem. So I should be on MNQ. I should be there. Got it. All right, cool. Now we in. I'm on the right contract. You see this is green now. It wasn't the little delayed hourglass. I was on the wrong contract. I don't trade at HSS, so I didn't change over when the contracts changed over. But we got it. We in there now. All right, cool. So yes, you guys will be looking for buys, no sells if you're doing the HSS. All right, cool. So back to tip of the day. Your first loss is usually your best loss. Let's talk about that. Your first loss is usually your best loss. You know why? Because your first loss is often more controlled. Meaning your very first loss. You're new, you're on there, it's more controlled. Every loss after that is going to be emotional until you start understanding about not, keeping your emotions, off the trading charts. Because think about it. Your first loss wasn't planned. I'm sure you were within the rules. Second and third loss, that's where the revenge trading can start. You're taking lower quality setups. Because think about it, our first trade, we want to do everything right. Like we want to make sure everything is right on our first live trade. We all been there. So that's why your first loss is usually your best loss. Because all the different things that can come into play, like emotions and revenge trading and over leveraging, like all that stuff usually happens after that. So we know what? NQ punishes emotional behavior, right? We know that. NQ punishes emotional behavior. And not just NQ, but just the market in general. We know that already. After a loss, your mindset matters more than a chart. Think about what I just stated. After a loss, meaning a non-profitable trade, your mindset matters more than a chart. So with that said, that's just another way of saying what? Keeping our emotions in check. We have to keep our emotions in check, period. Got to keep them in check. How could I word this? You can have what we call the clean loss, right? A clean loss would be what? Everything's set up, followed your rules, followed your discipline, your bias. You waited, you were patient, you got the proper entry, your R&R was perfect, You had your target set, everything there, and the trade went against you. That's a clean loss. Clean meaning what? You did everything that you're supposed to do. Trade just went against you. That's the way it works. We're not going to win every trade. That's how it works in this game. So after a clean loss, it's the next decision that is what really truly matters. It's how you process that. Because remember, even when we have a non-profitable trade, it doesn't mean that it was a bad thing. It just means what? Trade went against us. But as long as we followed all our rules, our disciplines, we were patient, we exercised professionalism, everything that we're supposed to do to enter that trade, we're good. We're good. We place the trade and we live with the results. It's cool. It's not a big deal. That's why I'm calling it a clean loss. It's a clean loss. It is what it is. Nothing we could do. We did everything else that we're supposed to do, and the trade went against us. So after a loss, I want to ask y'all, do you reset or react after a loss? Clean loss, bad loss, it don't matter. After a non-profitable trade, do you reset or react? Let me know in the chat. One word, reset or react. What do you do after a non-profitable trade? Do you reset or react? Let me know in the chat. One word, reset, react. Let me know. Reset or react. Kilo 688 said reset after a loss. Ooh, I like that. What else? What y'all got? And for those that haven't liked me up, let me get those free likes. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Push the content out. Reset. Jerry Jack. Soaking Insider said reset. What else? Reset. At least trying. Hey, Bottom, and look, at least you're being honest with yourself, bro. That's highly respectful. It's highly respectful. React, and now I reset. J. Roy, you something else. J. Roy, so funny. Suja, hopefully I said that right. Reset, reset, absolutely. Reset. That's exactly the way. That's exactly what we want to do. We never want to react, right? Because react is what? Being emotional. No emotions. We just reset. It's cool. And how do we reset? Very easy. How do we reset? First, we start by journaling, right? Journal everything that went on at that trade. Then we look at our journal and we read our journal. We say, okay, actually I react, then I hear a trend, and now I reset. Inspirational dads. What's up, my guy? Thanks for stopping in, brother. He said reset. Absolutely. Absolutely. We reset. We reset. So we journal, right? Non-profitable trade. We understand what? It was a business expense, right? That's what non-profitable trades are. They're just a business expense, right? Trading is our business. So we paid some bills that day. Okay, cool. Let's write down how this went. I got my entry. My emotions were in check. I waited. My strategy showed up. My R&R was good. All the things. You checked all the boxes. So you roll all that down on your journal. You go back through and you read your journal. What could you have done different? Sometimes nothing. Nothing. There's times when we take a trade, it's a clean trade, and everything lines up and it goes against us. There's nothing we could have did different. The only thing that we make sure that we don't do is react. That's it. I've been a reactor before, doesn't turn out well. Nah, not at all. No need. Think about it. It's not doing anything for your trading game when we react. Does nothing. If anything, any kind of emotional stability that we have built up, we just killed all that. Literally, we just killed it all. All this time of us working on our mental muscle, working on our psychology, understanding about, the different things that we need to not bring into our trading game, emotions being one of them. You know what I'm saying? That right there does what? That will kill all of that. That's another reason why we have to make sure that we're not reacting, because we're building, right? We're building up, and then we don't want to do one thing and then it sets us back. Think about all the time that it took us to build up. So it's very, very important that we stay you know what I'm saying, keep our head in the game and understand like we need to be resetting, not reacting ever. Even if you hit a trade and you made 10 bands, of course you're going to be happy, but you don't need to be reactionary. We don't need to be fist bumping and jumping around the house. Nah, we're not going to do that because that's going to transcend into what? If we have a loss, we got to stay, I always talk about this, we got to stay even, like even kill. Can't be too high, can't be too low. It's cool to be happy. It's cool to tell you, you know, your girl, your friends, whatever, yo, I hit 10 bands today. Whoa, for real? Yeah, dang, I hit 10 bands. Yeah, it's cool. Not too high, not too low. Keep it right in the middle. Stay kind of monotone, stoic. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to smile and be happy, but just don't take it overboard is what I'm saying. Keep it at a level. But yeah, I mean, there's times I used to react as well, and it just doesn't work good. You know, there are times where I would have a trade go against me on a Friday, and I would carry it into the weekend and be pissed off the whole weekend. Like, that doesn't do anything. When you really break it down, it's stupid because you still got other things in life that you have to take care of, right? So you can't allow emotions to change how we, change our mood, so to speak. It sucks. Don't get me wrong, but it's not here to be a mood changer. So we just always want to make sure that we reset. And there's going to be times where, like the one trade y'all remember I took last week or the week before, I put my stop loss in the wrong spot. When I journaled on that, I put, pay attention. You put your stop loss in the wrong spot. Like, pay attention when you're on stream. Like, that's what I put in my journal because I'm here being on stream with you guys as well as trading at the same time. This is something new for me, and I've never done both at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, that's something I had to learn, but I did journal that. So when I reread it, because what I do is I like to read my journal on the weekend for the week that just passed. So Saturday or Sunday, I'll pull my book out and I'll read what happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'll just read it and just kind of just go back through and be like, oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, this happened. Oh yeah, I didn't take a trade. Oh yeah, I remember. Because I write that down. Exactly what's going on, how I was feeling, the time of day it was, when I got in a trade, when I got out the trade. If the trade went against me, what was my profit or if I wasn't profit, what that was. I put that amount there and just have something just to refer back to. Real simple. So remember, we're going to always do what? Reset. Everyone that answered in the chat, I really appreciate y'all. So exactly right. Reset. We never want to be reactionary. It's always after a trade, it's always the next decision that matters more. Remember that. Our mindset matters more than the charts. Always remember that. Before trade, during a trade, after a trade, our mindset is the highest thing on the totem pole. Taking a trade would be on the very bottom, believe it or not. Highest on the totem pole is our psychology. Everything that goes with that. Y'all know disciplines, risk management, leverage, R&R, patience, reading the market sentiment, bias, like all of those things. And then the actual trade is on the very, very bottom. So just keep that in mind. We always want to make sure that we are resetting and never reacting. So, and I remember what I wanted to talk to y'all about. Let me go ahead and move this out the way. And all right, let's jump back to these charts. Let me get back to my chart. Boom. All right. So let's go back and look at this. As we can see, price is still not doing what? Not creating any structure. It's going sideways. Excuse me. Grand Rising Network had a major power outage late, but still here. Hey, it's all good. Karate 357. You're in the building, bro. And the good thing is you can always go back and watch the recording up to the point to where you jumped in. So actually, you didn't really miss anything, my guy. Thanks for tapping in, bro. And keeping that resiliency going. But yeah, as we can see, nothing's going on here. And what did I tell y'all? Once again, this is not about me being right. Whenever I say that, remember, I'm not trying to say I was right, you guys. That's not what I'm saying. Remember, I always say this. Characteristics, based on this characteristic, like based on this NQ characteristics. Look at what price is doing. Hit this reverse zone is just That's why I wouldn't have held. If I had took that trade, I wouldn't have held up here. I would have took my profits here at this unmitigated level. That's why these lines, these blue and pink lines are on my chart. And as you can see, price is all over this unmitigated level. That would have been my target. That was Serena's target. She took her base hit, done for the day. Clean, nice clean trade, easy, simple, and there it is. So price ain't doing nothing. We got news at 1 p.m. Remember, Trump is speaking. That's about it. Natural gas already happened, so we're beyond that. So yeah, that's really the only thing going on. These FOMC members that speaking, that really don't matter. So not too much going on right there. All right, so let's talk about something that I noticed, y'all, with my trading. All right, so y'all know I started trading. My trading career started March of 2024. Yeah, March of 2024. When I quit my job in end of February, and I found trading mid-March, and I got into I got into futures like the last week of March, first week of April. So I'm right at my 2 years in futures, but I'm over 2 years as far as my trading career. All right. So let's keep that in mind. That first 2024, I was locked in. I was learning, right? Locked in. I'm talking locked in. Y'all know I ate, slept, and pooped in Q. Locked in every day. I didn't go anywhere, didn't travel, didn't do anything. Nothing. Super locked in. Definitely I was, a lot of losing was going on. And right around November of that year, October, November of 2024, I started noticing a change in my trading. I started noticing that I was winning way more trades, or I would say I was profitable on way more trades than non-profitable. I started noticing that. And I noticed like, oh, okay. Then I noticed I was getting payouts. It's like, oh, okay. Getting payouts. Payouts was coming good. I was on Apex. I wasn't even trading no other prop firm. I was only trading Apex at the time. And I was killing it. All right. Here we are, 2025, May. My birthday's in May. So I became profitable like March, April-ish of 2025. Profitable meaning the 37 grand that I went in a hole on, I got that bread back. And also too, when I added it up, I added up all my subscriptions during that time. Excuse me. I added up like everything that I spent for in trading, like the laptop, every money that I put out in trading. Like I made a list, and then I looked at what I made. I added up everything that I spent on accounts. Took me like a day and a half to do this. And I was like, okay, I made everything back. And I think I had like 2-3 grand over. Meaning 2-3 grand over, excuse me, 2 or 3 grand over the amount of money that I had put out. I made all of that back. And with all of that, let's say that what I made back took care of what I lost or what I put out, and there was about 2 grand left over. All right. So May, I was like, all right, it's been over a year. I hadn't did anything. I had locked in. So a reward to myself was I went on a road trip. I went on a road trip in May. Some of y'all remember that. The road trip, I was, what was it? It was 14 days, 16 days, something like that. It was either 14 days or 16 days. Road trip, I hit up 9 national parks. Started here in LA, and I went all over the place. I went to the Grand Canyon. I went so many places. Super cool, right? Had a great time. Even during that time, I was trading here and there. I was trading. I would be on the road, and people that I was with, they drove, I traded. Also, I was trading whenever we got to like our spot, wherever we stayed at for the night. But we were doing a lot of hiking, doing a lot of, national park stuff. So y'all know what entails with that, right? So I noticed, okay, after I did my road trip, had a great time, yada, yada, yada. Everything was great. Then when I was on my road trip, I'm a season ticket holder for my team, for my football team. And they end up calling me and telling me that my number was up. I had been on a list for about 20 years. Literally, I've been on the list for 20 years. Like, it's hard to get season tickets for my team. So they called me, and I was like, what? I thought it was a prank, right? And I was like, huh? And so I told people I was with, I was like, yo, pull over. So we're coming out of Colorado. We're coming out of Breckenridge, Colorado. They pulled over. I had pulled the laptop out, hotspotted real quick. I got the guy on the phone, and he's telling me about the tickets and all of that stuff. He told me that there was 6 tickets left, 3 pairs. So 3 seats. I mean, 3 pairs of seats, basically 2 in 3 different places on the home side. So I opened up my laptop, looked in it, and was like, whoa, this is some dope seats. Pulled out my American Express, boom, took care of it. All right, got the season tickets. We're moving. All right, we go on rest of the trip. Trip was awesome. So now here comes August, September. That's when football season starts, right? So I went to every home game last year. Every home game for my team, I went to the game last year. Every single home game. I did not miss one home game. Because I told myself, I'm going to buy these season tickets. Yeah, I can sell them. But the whole point is I got these tickets to go to the game. So I'm going to every game. It's the first year I'm going to every game. And if my pops was here, you know, God rest his soul, he'd have been right there with me. You know, it's my team that I've been following since I was young. Pops used to take me to the games, all that stuff. You know, just all of that. Everything that you can think about that comes with your dad taking you to a particular sports team that he loves, that ends up becoming your love, you know what I mean? And you grow up with, that's ingrained in me. You know, that you can't ever take that out of me. That's a part of who I am, right? All right. So I'm going to the games, right? Season's in. Here we are now, January of this year, 2026, right? And I'm going to tell y'all something that I noticed. From the beginning, from May of last year, when I took the road trip, all the way through the end of the year of going back home, flying back home, going to all the games, having a great time. But you know what I noticed in January of this year? I can honestly tell y'all, I am nowhere near locked in on my trading the way I was in 2024 when I became profitable. The end of 24, when I noticed I was starting to make some bread, to when I became profitable, the beginning of 2025. It's something that I noticed. I am not locked in like I was. And you know what a lot of that is? All that traveling, all that, you know, going places, you know, enjoying, having a good time. I'm going back to my hometown, so y'all know I'm getting with family. We doing all kind of stuff, right? So think about it, on the weekends, what am I not doing anymore? Not every weekend, but most weekends. What am I not doing? I'm not back testing. I'm not reading my journal like I should because I'm traveling. I'm leaving Thursday evening, Friday evening, coming back early Monday morning. And then the week starts again. Now, of course, that wasn't every weekend because our teams play 8 home games, but still 8 weekends. And what I noticed is that took away from like me being locked in the way I was in the end of 24, well, all of 24 to the beginning of 2025 when I became profitable. And I can tell y'all how I know this, because I start going back and looking at my payouts. My payouts are so low compared to what they used to be. Like I had got to the point where I was averaging like 6-7 bands a month, somewhere around there. And it's nothing like that at this point. Nothing like that. I haven't. The end of the year last year, I did take payouts October, November, December. I took payouts January of this year. I haven't taken any payouts in February, and I haven't taken any payouts in March. Now, the reason why, because as I stated, I'm not as locked in. Also, too, when I started the live stream 20-something days ago, almost a month ago, yeah, but you could say about a month ago, that kind of changed some dynamics too, because I'm learning, to stream, be engaged with the audience as well as trade. That's going to come in time. But I said that to you guys to make a point that trading is something that you have to stay on top of. If you don't stay on top of it, you're going to notice a difference. You're going to notice a dip in your payouts, especially if you were getting payouts consistently. And I know why I was getting payouts consistently, because I was locked in. Like, I was locked in. I'm telling you, I was locked in. I didn't go nowhere. I didn't do nothing. I was locked in, literally. And that's, for me, that's saying a lot, because I'm a person, I do a lot of traveling. Like, I've traveled all over the world. Literally, I do a lot of traveling. I like to go places. I like to be out. I mean, I'm not a hang in a club type person, but I do like to go places. I hit the beach up. I do a lot of stuff. And I noticed I am just not as that locked in. And I was talking this to one of my guys. And I'm saying this to say that even though I was having fun and all of that stuff was going on, it was still a distraction. Good point, Sports Life. It was still a distraction. And I'm saying this and I'm sharing this story with you guys because I want you to be mindful of that. Now, I didn't realize this was going on until afterwards when I looked. I'm like, yo, like, I haven't been taking payouts on a regular basis like I normally do. Like, what's up? So I sat back and I just start thinking. I'm like, oh. So I look back, and when did my payouts slow down? When I started going that May, when I went on the road trip and I started going to all my games and everything, that's when I noticed. So I'm saying this so you guys can understand. Be mindful of the different things that you start doing, because they can distract you. And for me, for someone who was just home all day, every day, learning, soaking up this trading game, to just do that, that's where everything changed. There was change in my life, and that made change in my payouts. So, so that's something that I was like, man, you don't even think it, right? You wouldn't think that, but it makes sense now, because guess what? I was getting out what I had put in, right? That's what I was doing. I was getting out, what I put in, and I wasn't putting in that much mid to the end of last year compared to the year before. That's why I seen so much more success. So I had foot surgery October 31st. I had the right foot surgery October 31st. I had the left foot surgery, y'all know, about a month ago. Actually, it'll be 4 weeks tomorrow. So I'm at the point now where I've told myself, Trent, you got to lock in, bro. Like, seriously. Like, I had this talk with myself, telling myself, like, bruh, like, you playing. Not literally, but you playing. Like, you need to lock in. Like, so right now, I'm at that point where I'm not going nowhere. I'm not doing nothing. Yeah, my season tickets renewal came around. I paid it. I'm going to be going to my games. But there's some things that I got to figure out, because we still deserve to enjoy life, right? But we got to make sure that we have that balance. And that's one thing I noticed. I didn't have the proper balance, and it showed in my payouts. Now that I'm live streaming, I got to work that balance, right? I got to make sure I'm live streaming and being able to take my trades, but I'm getting better at that. I already know that's going to come with time. I'm not really worried about that. The thing for me is making sure that I am staying locked in. I have to lock in. I've been telling myself this, like, the past couple of weeks. I got to lock in. I got to lock in. I talked about it with one of my guys yesterday, and I was telling them that the same thing, something that I just noticed. So take my experience and use it to understand that as you start, doing more things in life, it can take you away from your trading and you being as locked in as you want to be. It can prevent that. So just keep that in mind. So we have to stay locked in with this game. This is not a game where we can just, you never know. It could have been a situation where, whoa, I became profitable. I made the bread back, all of that. And I could have got relaxed mentally. And then I was doing some traveling, enjoying stuff. I hadn't been anywhere in a year. So it was kind of like a sigh of relief, like, profitable. take me a trip, all those type things, yada, 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 But the thing is this, just make sure you stay locked in. It's very, very important. And I'm making some tweaks to my game. When I am traveling and start going back home for my football games, I'm going to make sure that I'm bringing my journal with me, because I wasn't bringing my journal and I wasn't reading in it on the weekends like I should. I was out hanging with friends and family, of course. And then this the other thing too. I hadn't been home in 8 years on purpose. The last time I was home, I lost my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? That's, just she was everything to me. So I think a lot of it was that, why I hadn't been home. So when I end up going home, because I hadn't been home in a while, of course, everybody wants to see me. And of course, I want to see everybody too. So I was dealing with a lot of that last year. So as soon as I touched down, I ain't really had no time. I touched down home, go put my stuff in the room. I'm already in my rental car. Cousins, family already know when I'm going. Everybody hit me up. Where you at? Okay, we all going over here. We going by this cousin house. We going by auntie house. Then we got parties and this and that going on. So it was a lot. But I'm saying all that to say this, is that I'm definitely going to be retweaking how I do things moving forward. Like, I still got to make sure that I'm going to put like 2 hours or a good hour of time to the side for myself. So when I get home, I can just read in my journal and do a couple of things, maybe just kind of just look at, maybe just go over some news. I need to engage with something, because I'm going to go to my games, but also too, I got to make sure I'm keeping my financial skills sharp, right? So I have to have that balance, and that goes for all of us too. So just keep that in mind. It's very, very important that we don't get sidetracked with life, and we get away from making sure that we're continuously sharpening our skill. Because I'm telling you, you will see a difference. You will see a dip. And that's something that I noticed. I was not locked in the way I was, and I see how much it affected me. So I said all of that to say this: just make sure you stay locked in. Stay locked in. I know we got families, we got wives, husbands, we got children, we got family members, siblings, aunties, uncles, just all the whole family stuff, friends, you know what I'm saying? College friends, high school friends, all that. You still got to make sure you stay locked in, because if not, your trading is going to suffer, and that cannot suffer. That has to come. I'm not saying you put trading before your family, but it has to be prioritized in your time management schedule. Of course, family comes first. Family's over everything. That's hands down. But you still got to make sure that when you give the family time, when you give up some family time, you still got to make sure you slide some time in there for your trading, for your financial skill. You have to stay on top of that. You got to be doing something with that at least every day. Something. You got to find out what that something is, so you don't, have the situation that I had, because I just noticed like I said, I just haven't been locked in. But it's okay. I identified the issue, right? That's the first thing I did. I identified the issue, and that's 50% of the work done. Now I have a solution for that. But I had to go through that, had to understand that, like what was going on, because when all that was happening last year, I was so busy in my games, traveling, and think about it, that's a lot. Flying back home, actually 9 different weekends. Some weekends last year we had a weird schedule. We would have 2 home games back-to-back, 2 away games back-to-back, 2 home games back-to-back. It was weird how so there was many times where I was going back home. I just was just home a week ago, and I'm going back home again. Now, let me say this. I am truly blessed to even be able to do that. I want to make sure that I make that point. I'm truly blessed to be able to even do that, to be able to afford the tickets, to be able to go there and do all of that stuff. But the thing is this, is making sure that I stay locked in on my skill. I have to do that. We have to do that. And I cannot allow outside influences. I got this alarm going off in my ear. London's closing in 5 minutes. Yeah, 7:55. London's closing in 5 minutes. So we just have to make sure that we maintain applying time to our financial skill. Just got to give yourself that time. Just remember that. Don't allow life to come in and take over that, because that's going to affect you and it's going to affect your trading. And I want to continue to keep building the way I was building coming out of 2024 into 2025. I don't want to have another mid-year 2025. And like I said, I had got payouts consecutively, but still it's slowed down. I want to continuously keep gaining and keep growing and keep compounding my payouts. That's the goal for all of us, to make sure we're compounding that, to make sure every year it's a little, every month it's a little more, it's a little more, it's a little more. If it was 500 last month, you want to try to, hopefully you can, I'll do that and make it 750 or 1,000. Just, you want to see some growth, right? That's what you want to see. That's what we're in it for. We're in it to build. We're in it to grow. So that's what's important. And I wanted to share that with y'all. And hopefully y'all got some from that, but just remember, you have to stay on top of your skill, because if you dip away from it for a sec and you come back, you're not going to be at the same level you was when you were on it and you left it, and you stopped engaging with it. I noticed that. That's one of the things I noticed. And no, it wasn't me relearning everything again. Like, I knew my strategies and all that. It's just, I didn't have the repetition. And that went on for some months. We're talking about August, September, all the way till the end of the year, so just keep that in mind. Let me get through some comments here. Appreciate the advice. There's nothing better than traveling. Absolutely. This is the question that I saw that I wanted to come back to. I may be just impatient today, but damn, I'm getting tired of no setups when I'm watching the screen. Go have a break, come back, and always the perfect setup. Shaking my head. It is what it is, bro. Just find a solution to do that. If you take a break, like maybe you could take your phone with you and just have the chart up on your phone. So wherever you're moving around the house, or whenever you take a break, at least you got your phone. You ain't got to worry about coming back to your desk. That'd probably be the best advice I can give on that. Channels, what made you choose futures over everything else? I got into the options community first, channels, and it was a lot with options. It was a lot. Not that anyone can't learn it, but I was green. I was new. I didn't know anything. And also, too, I wasn't getting I didn't get in those two communities that I was in, I didn't get, how would I say, the kind of resources that I got when I joined the futures community. Not that I even knew there was going to be a difference, but I noticed a difference immediately when I joined the inner circle. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it felt so good. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a one-on-one. I did a one-on-one. That's how I got my coach, my mentor. You know what I'm saying? So that helped me a lot. And then futures, it was a lot easier. There's not so many things. First of all, there's a lot of things going on when it comes to trading. But in futures, there was a lot less variables that you had to worry about than options. A lot going on in options. In the money, out the money, you're dealing with the Greeks, theta, this and that. It's a lot going on with options. So when I hit futures, I was like, okay, this speaks to my personality. It's a lot. None of it is easy, but it was easier in the regard of everything that I have to keep in control. For someone new to it's like a whole new language, right? Trading is like a new language. It's like learning a new language, literally. It's just another level, right? So what futures did for me is it made me understand that, okay, it's still a lot going on, but I can manage this. I can manage all of the different things going on with futures. I think for options, not that a beginner can't learn it, but honestly, coming from futures, because now I went back to options, not that I'm leaving futures alone. I just went back to options to diversify my portfolio, because in options we can swing trade, and that's pretty much what I'm doing in options. I'm swing trading in options. So I'm swing trading options, and then I'm day trading futures. I don't want to day trade options. I don't have that kind of time, right? I don't want to be up on charts trying to figure out what's going on with my futures charts, figure out what's going on my option charts, and I'm trying to day trade both. That's a lot. It's a lot. Maybe I'll get to that point. I don't feel like I'm there yet. So I'm swing trading options, just dipping my toe in the water with that. Nothing big. I got a couple of accounts, because with options, you're trading your live money. There's no prop firms. So I got a Charles Schwab account. I have a Robinhood account, and I'm trading options on there. I put like think I put like $5,000 in each account. And I'm just dipping my toe in the water. Nothing crazy. But futures spoke to my personality. I like futures. Actually, I love futures. Futures is super cool. Never thought I would be trading futures. Never even thought I'd be a stock trader at all. But I love futures. Futures is dope. I understand it. I get it. It makes sense to me. I trade one ticker. I keep my whole trading game very simple. So when I got to futures, it let me know that that's where I needed to be. And I got into a great community, to answer your question, Channels. Let's see here. Sports is life. Absolutely, sports life. I know that was going to speak to you. That's the beauty of trading, being able to do it anywhere in the world. Absolutely, Mr. Payout. You make a good point, bro. You make a good point. It's something that you can take anywhere that you go, right? Now, because I'm streaming, I just got me like a little mobile setup. So when I am on the move, I can still handle the live streams. So I got like a little mobile setup now, meaning I got a camera, I got a traveling tripod, I got like all the little different things that I'm gonna need for my little mobile setup. So when I'm on the go, I can still take care of my live streams, but also I can still trade. So that's the fun part in that. But it's also too another something else I have to learn, right? For me, I'm a creature of habit. I love being in my environment. And that can be good and that can be bad, but I am a creature of habit. So I'm the kind of person where I wake up, I do the same things when I wake up, like my routines. When I say creature of habit, I'm a creature of habit in my routines. The way I take care of myself when I eat my meals, when I go to bed, when I wake up, my exercise, like all of those kinds of things, the routine-based stuff in my life, I'm definitely a creature of habit. So that for me helps, but it's also too me getting outside of that and understanding okay, there's these other things now, these other elements that I brought into my life, these other dimensions. I'm streaming now. I got to think about making sure I'm able to, stay with my community. So when I'm traveling, guess what? I got to be able to still live stream. I have a responsibility of sitting in this seat that I've taken on, and I'm going to make sure that I fulfill that responsibility. It's not just a responsibility to myself, but also to y'all as well. It's to both of us. So it's something that I have to do. So right, being able to travel and do it anywhere in the world is amazing. Distractions are real. Absolutely. Distractions are real. There's nothing better than traveling. So much so, bro. So much so. For real, Mr. Payout. There is nothing better than traveling. But as being a trader, I got to make sure that I can learn how to travel and still keep my time management up to make sure I'm sharpening my skill. I got to be on my skill every day. I can't let it lack. I can't go a day or 2 days, a week off. I can't do that. I got to stay on my skill. Even if I'm not trading live, I can still demo trade. I can still back test. I can still practice, is my point. Appreciate the advice. You got it, Drewy. Bodovan, great advice about balancing the personal and business activities. You got it, Bodovan. Serena, on days that I have life commitments that prevent me from being on the charts, I get on that night and back test my strats. Smart. I like that. NQ feeling that FEG for Monday now. Thanks. Well done. You got it, Clayton. Facts, Channels, right there with you. I love futures and I love NQ. Absolutely. Do you think having a mentor is crucial to being successful? I think having a mentor in anything that you're doing is definitely crucial to your success. Absolutely. You got to have, I don't care what it is that you're doing. You can name anything in life, a mechanic, anything. You need a mentor. Now, can you survive without one? You could, but what is a mentor going to do for you? You're going to learn from their mistakes. You're going to learn from their experiences, which is going to do what? It's going to stop you from all the beginner pitfalls, right? All the different things that we go through as being beginners. One of the reasons why I started this channel, because I'm trying to make sure I fill that gap between being brand new, not knowing anything, to being right at the charts, ready to take your first live trade. I fill that gap. And pretty much that's what I like. And yes, Jay Royal, futures is so much easier than Forex and options. So much easier. And not that we want things easy, because I want to make sure I make that clear also. I didn't leave options because I thought it was hard. No. When I found futures let me know how could I put it? Futures let me know how much more how many more things are involved in options. That's what futures told me. Cause I'm like, well, it's less things that I have to worry about. I had just came out of options and I was like, man, it was a lot. And I'm like, you know what? For someone that's learning, I think futures is a good place to start. Cause it's pretty simple. You understand like the ticks, you understand like units, contracts, you know what I'm saying? You can do prop firms. You can't do prop firms on options. You got to spend your own money. I went 37 bands in a hole. I did that on credit cards. I was smart. I wasn't using my own cash. I had a business credit card. I was buying all my prop firm accounts with that. I was learning off that. I was learning off somebody else's money. And then when I became profitable, I paid the credit cards back. I paid the credit card back. That was my game. That's how I ran it. I was trying to be smart. I was in something new, didn't know where it was going to go, didn't know what it was going to do. I didn't know anything. I was green. I'm talking about I didn't know nothing, literally. And when I found futures, I was like, you know what? I can spend a couple of $100. I can catch one on sale for under $100 and have an account and have 25K, 50K, 100, 150K leverage off of $60, couple $100. What? Man, you ain't have to tell me twice. That's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. That was a no-brainer for me. And I was catching the Apex sales 90% off, right? I'm getting accounts for $16, 25Ks for $16. I'm buying 20 accounts. It's costing me like, what was it? It was like $160 every 10 accounts. So it was like $320, $322, $323 with tax for 20 accounts. Man, please. I'm great. I'm great with the numbers. I was like, that just makes more sense. That just made more sense. I'm like, okay, I know we about to take this credit card, this business credit card I got, and we about to buy everything off of this. And we going to work our butt off until we get to the point to what? We become profitable and pay all this money back. That was my whole strategy. And I did it. And why I use a business credit card and not my personal? Let me tell y'all a little trick there. Drop y'all another little gem. When you have business credit, okay, let's take two credit cards, personal credit card and a business credit card. I got 10K on both, right? Let's just say I got 10K on both. I spend $5,000 on my personal credit card. I spend $5,000 on my business credit card. All right, spent the same amount of money. Okay. Let's say they both have the same term, same APR, same everything. My monthly minimum is going to be way less on the business credit card than it's going to be on that personal credit card. And there's another thing that I did. This is what I leveraged too. I already had business credit cards with high limits and I wasn't using them, but I end up getting 2 new business credit cards because when I got those, guess what else I got? I got 0 APR, no finance for 18 months, for a year and a half. So what does that mean? Y'all know what that means. That means that whatever I spend is all I got to pay back as long as I do it within that 18-month time frame. That was my other little game my other little game that I played with how I was doing, my trading game and my trading plan at that time. So I had 18 months before any finance charges would hit me. And I'm telling you, when that credit card was up to 20 bands, guess what my minimum payment was? It's like $160. Go spend 20 bands on a personal credit card and watch what your minimum payment be. 2 bands, $1,800, $2,400. It's going to be something substantial. Straight up. So that's the other reason why I leverage my business credit, my business credit cards. And that was my whole total game. So I just drop y'all a gem. For anybody that may have business and you have some business credit cards, you can get an account, be smart, get something that's 0 APR. You know what I'm saying? Not only did I get 0 APR for 18 months, guess what also I got? I made sure that I got credit cards that's going to give me what? Give me points. You know how many points I got off that 37,000? You know how many points I got off that? I got all kind of points off that. And I'm using that points to do other things. Travel, hotels, yada, yada, yada. So that was my little trading game. That's a gem I just dropped on y'all. That's how I did it. Anyone could do it if you're put yourself in position to do that. Did I know I was going to do it like that? No, I did not. I didn't know what was going on in futures. I didn't know about prop firms. I didn't know you had to get a broker. Well, I knew you had to get a broker, but I didn't know. I'm thinking it's all on your own money is what I'm trying to say. I didn't know you can play the futures game like that. So I felt like for a beginner, futures is where you need to be because of all of the reasons I just stated. Prop firms, that's the biggest thing. You don't have to trade your own capital. Because think about it. That $37,000 that I had spent on all in blown accounts and all that stuff going on, and it was 37 counting like my laptop, like I added everything in there. So if you take off like my subscriptions and devices and tools and stuff that I purchased and you just go on like my trading accounts, I think I was around 28, 29. It was like 6,000, 7,000 was like, because my laptop was dang near 5 and then subscriptions and all that other stuff. But my point is this, if you're going to learn, futures is where you need to learn. That's just how I see it. I'm starting looking for a mentor. Some people out here charging crazy prices. Yeah. I mean, put it like this, I was fortunate enough that when I got with my mentor, timing is everything. So the timing was just perfect, and nothing's perfect in life, but the timing was perfect for me. When I got with him, all of that stuff, it just timing, man. It just fell into place. That's when you know God's working. Because I ain't know all of this stuff. I was just weaving through. Literally, I was just weaving through. I didn't know none of this stuff. I was just figuring it out on the way. When I got my mentor, he just kind of broke things down from a whole different perspective when it came to the trading aspect. And then he gave me game on how to leverage the copy trading, how to do 20 accounts. Like that totally changed the game for me. That's why I know that this stream was needed, because without that, think about how much fumbling I would have done, because there's a lot of things that I just didn't know. And the only way you're going to know those things is that someone with experience has to share those with you. And I wasn't too big on going on YouTube to like follow these different gurus. Not that that's not a good thing. I use YouTube for more educational purposes of understanding about trading. And I read some books, but I didn't really follow. Yeah, I found Juvier and I got into the inner circle, but I didn't really follow anyone else. I just didn't. Because at that time I was green. I was new. I didn't know if they was like full, if they were full of it, if they were real, whatever. When I got my coach, my mentor, I knew it was real at that point. A lot of stuff that he showed me, and I seen him, and I was able to see him work every day. I see him work every day. Every day. I seen him work. So I knew what he was giving me was real. And I back tested it, and I was demo trading. So I was like, okay, I'm right where I need to be. Now, a lot of times, these people that are charging all these crazy amounts of money, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if it's worth it or if it's not worth it. Let me say this. If they are putting in the work, then I would say it's worth it. Then it kind of goes back to how much money that you're willing to spend, right? But think about this. Whatever we do with a mentor or one-on-one or whatever, think about it. You're just paying for your education. Think about this. That master's degree I have, that was over $100,000. I'm laughing like this because you know how I feel about that master's degree? I know everybody probably going to be like, but you got an education. No doubt I got an education, but you know how I feel about that master's degree? That was a wasted investment. Now I know people, I even have family members say, but you have an education. That's true. I do. But guess what? When I got that master's, what was I taught to be? A worker. I wasn't taught to be an entrepreneur. My psychology wasn't taught to what? Do what we're doing now, put our own money in our pocket. I had an employer. I was taught to be a worker. I was just a worker that made a good amount of money. And I was a very educated worker. But guess what? If I could have did it the other way around, and instead of spending $100,000 there and spend $100,000 in trading, yeah, I would have lost some of it, but just think about how much further I would be right now. That's just my own take on it. I've always said this. I always feel like, just looking around from the trading space, that education that I paid for was a wasted investment. I ain't flipped that. I didn't spend 100 and brought back 2. I didn't get 1-to-1 R&R on my student loans and all of that. I didn't get that back. Yeah, I made a good wage, I made good money, like no doubt. That was cool. That was a blessing. I mean, I got something out of it, but I'm just speaking from the amount of money that I spent versus what I got in return. Now, you can look at it two ways. You can say, well, you did get something, you got an education, you got a good job. All that's true. That part is true. But what I mean by it being a failed investment is that I know that if I would have spent $100 grand in commercial property or, you know what I'm saying, doing something else in real estate, I would have been able to flip that. I could have took that 100 and made $1 million off that in a different sector. But hindsight's 2020. We live and we learn. But it's just me just reflecting on my journey. But where I am now is where I need to be. Is where I was supposed to be. I would never go back to working again. I'm done working for anyone in my life ever again. And I ain't nowhere near close to being retired. I'm not gonna ever retire. There's not even no such thing. I may slow down, but I'm gonna always trade. I'm gonna always trade, and I'm gonna always have my investments. Why not? It's fun. Why would you not? I don't have no job. This is my job. You know, when you get to this point, then you're like, okay, it's super cool because you have the world is like your beach. You can do what you want when you want. You ain't got nobody pulling on you. You ain't got nobody telling you when you got to show up. You ain't got to punch no clocks. You don't have to do any of that. That's why the goal is for us to become trade geniuses so we can get rid of all of that and build our generational wealth and teach our children, teach our friends, family, you know what I'm saying? Whoever, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. So we can think about it. If you had two traders in a house, two profitable traders in a house, boy, y'all killing it. Y'all killing it. And guess what? When you go on vacation, you don't go on vacation, you're going to kill it too. Because guess what? The other person don't have to be back home because they got to go to work. Think about that. Think about that house. That's a crazy, 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 crazy dope house to have two traders, husband and wife, whatever, even if you're, your sexuality is different and it's whatever, just two partners in one house. I'm gonna say it that way because I like to be gender neutral. Two partners in one house and they're both traders. You're killing the game. You're killing the game. Period. You're killing the game. So you know what one could do? Just imagine two. And that's what I envision for like a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? Like I know there's some of our husbands and wives, our partners, they don't trade, whatever. But just imagine if you had two traders in the same house, two consistently profitable traders. It's just an amazing place to be. And trading can bring all of that. And I love what we do. Even though I'm not there yet, you are going to make a vid on how to use a copy. Yeah. I'm working on doing that. On making a video pretty much how I use my copy trader. That's coming. I got blessed too when starting. I saw an old coworker I was cool with doing this full time and hit me up. Best decision of my life, bro. See, telling you, if we're here, we're doing good. Financial freedom should always be the goal. Absolutely, I totally agree. We want to be financially free. We want to be able to move when we want to move. It doesn't mean that you. It don't mean you want to wear Gucci every day. I ain't into all that. Don't get me wrong. I like fashion. I like nice stuff, but that's not what it is for me. I'm the type of person where I don't need the Ferrari. If I have the money knowing I can go buy one, I'm good with that. Now, doesn't mean I wouldn't mind having one, but I don't do this for that, like for the material things. Like it's cool that we can get material things with it, but I'm trying to make some changes in this world. You know what I mean? I'm trying to leave a carbon footprint behind. That's what this is all about. Like I want to go to some other countries, build some wells, bring some fresh water to some people, go help some kids at some orphanages. Like that's the kind of thing that I want to do with myself and with the money that I have and whatever influence or resources that I have around me. Like that's what I want to do. We get 100 traders together and everybody throwing $1,000. Think about that. We get 100 traders, right? Everyone throwing $1,000. How much money is that? Exactly. I ain't got to do the math. You already know what that is. 100 traders putting in $1,000. That's 100 racks. And 1,000 out of our pocket is nothing. Imagine the type of changes that we could make in the world. Literally. And small ones. Small ones. You know what I'm saying? Small ones. Whether it's helping some inner city kids, you know what I mean? Helping them with some books, putting some computers in their hand. Have someone teaching them coding, like all of these things that's going to drive, the world further. Those are the kind of things that I think about. Like those are the kinds of things I want to do. That's my carbon footprint that I want to leave behind. Now, if the Lord blesses me enough where I got some nice cars and a big mansion, cool, I'll take it. But I'm not in it for that. I'm in it for something different. I want to make change. That's what this is all about. And I feel like if God put us in a position to be financially free, we're not just financially free for ourselves, we're also financially free to help other people. And giving back is, and y'all know this, it's always better to give than to receive. Period. It's always better to give than to receive. Channel says same. Mr. Payout said, I'm trying to retire my mom so she don't have to work no more. That's my ultimate goal. That's fire. That's fire. That's fire. That's a hell of a goal. Not hell of a like mountainous, hell of a like respectfully hell of a. That's a hell of a goal. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. And that's what I'm talking about. This is what trading allows us to do. We cannot do this working on 9 to 5. We're not going to retire our mothers working 9 to 5. It's just not going to, unless your 9 to 5 is you on a football, you in the NFL or you in the NBA or you in major league, somewhere like that where you're getting, millions of dollars in your contract. But even then, you're not going to have the time that you're going to have. You're going to have the finances, but you're not going to be financially free because we already know how much being an athlete, a professional athlete, how much time that takes. So, we can still make millions in what we're doing or still make a lot of hundreds of thousands, like still put ourselves in a great position to win and bring our family along. I have a wife, 3 kids, trying to build something. Absolutely, bro. You have every reason to build. Absolutely. Just think about what you can give. Just think about it. Just think about this, channels. You put in the work, couple of years down the road, you got this trading thing down, but guess what? You teaching your wife or you teaching your children. You're giving them a financial skill that no school can offer them. Think about the power of that. Think about that. The power, that's very powerful. J. Royal said, perfect example this weekend. I'm giving back to the kids of Medellin with my payout money. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. It's always better to give than to receive. Straight up. Where we at? We ran over a little couple of hours. Let's go dip back into the market. Let's see what's going on. But I just wanted to give y'all that had been on my mind as far as like the distractions and stuff like that. I jumped into another little tangent of some things. When I'm going on and telling you guys about things, my brain be clicking into other little situations that kind of segue into that. So I just give y'all like the gem on how I did my trading plan, how I did my whole trading plan when I first started using business credit cards, all that stuff, no APR for 8. Like, we got to be strategic in this is all I'm trying to say. We got to be strategic. If we be strategic in this, we're going to win. It's all a numbers game. Just remember, everything in this sector is numbers. I don't care how you look at it. You could bring me anything. I'm going to show you the numbers. That's what it is. So let's go back to the charts. And as you can see, what has price done? Not really too much of anything. This is the open here. Large white candle. Came down, hit this reversal zone, went back up, chopped around on this VWAP and on this unmitigated level, came back down, tapped right into again. Look at that. Didn't have a close inside. We only wicked inside. You see that? And what is it doing? It's kind of bouncing around these two reversal zones, something that I stated earlier. Like, that's one of the reasons why I did not want to take a trade and hold it to this daily level. Just based on NQ characteristics, it's just something I've known NQ to do. It's going to play around in here. It may break out here or there, but I know this, it's going to play around in here. This is just a characteristic of what it does. So for the ones that did make money today, I'm glad y'all made bread. And not only that, I'm glad y'all also made bread and y'all shut it down. You know what I mean? You understood, one and done. And even the ones that may have had a non-profitable trade today, I think, Mr. Payout, he said he took an L today. It's all good though. He ain't blow his accounts. He ain't mess up his payout money. He just took an L on one day. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. We're gonna have, remember, non-profitable days, L's, losses, whatever you want to call them, all add up to one thing. They are a business expense. So today, Mr. Payout pays some bills. That's what that means. He pays some bills today. If you have a business, you got to pay bills, right? So I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. That just comes with the territory. You can't be in business and not have no bills. That's impossible. So today he pays some bills. But guess what? He lives to trade another day, and he still is working toward his payout. That's how it works. That's for all of us. Serena, she took a base hit today. Straight up. She got in a little daily trade, and she's like, you know what? The strategy is for us to hold it here. But with everything going on, I'm going to hold it here at this unmitigated level, and I'm about to take my profits. I'm about to live with that. D Young took 286, 256, whatever she took today, and she was good. Shut it down. Live to trade another day. I'm so happy that I'm seeing all of this, because that's the whole point. Is we're in here developing, all of us. And this, let me say this too. When I'm dropping gems and all of that stuff, and we're talking about all these different things, these questions of the day, these tips of the day, please know that I'm working on my psychology too. Now, I know I'm a lot further from my psychology is a lot further from when I first started being a beginner, but it's something that it's a skill that we have to work at every day. Like being an athlete, they work at their skill every day. They don't just say, okay, I'm good, I ain't got to practice no more. Nah, they practicing every day. And we have to have the same ideology. We're never good. We're always going to be students of the game. I don't care if you're averaging 20 bands a month in payouts. Stay a student of the game. If you do that, you will always win that way. The minute that we think we got diamond hands and we got this all figured out is when everything is going to start crashing and burning. It's going to start crashing and burning. So remember, we always want to stay a student of the game. That's why when I'm talking to you guys, like I always say, I'm always talking to myself as well. And I'm making sure I keep my psychology in check, because I know at any moment we can make a mistake, and that can be a domino effect into so many different areas that we just do not want to deal with. So, like I said, for everyone that made money today, I'm happy for y'all. For the one and dones, is good. Whether you was profitable or not profitable, being one and done is where you need to be. Remember, we have, what are we at? Today is March 26th. So remember, you guys, we have until next, what is that? I think it's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is the last day that you can get the Edge Funder accounts with the no max loss limit and the no daily loss limit. So just keep that in mind. Next Tuesday is the last day. Now the 25%, that's, the 25% sale on those accounts is over, but you can still get the accounts with those guidelines of no max loss and no daily loss. If you're interested in doing that, you could use my code TRENDTEF right down the bottom of my scrolling bar. And it's case sensitive. You have to type it in you have to type the code in just the way you see it, how it's written in the in my scrolling information bar, or you can scan that right there and that'll take you to it. Either way, you're good. Let me see here. There was something I was just thinking about. I did that video yesterday. I told you guys about setting multiple TPs and all the different ways that you can set order limits, meaning entry, stop loss, take profit, setting multiple take profits, all of that type of stuff. I did that. I shot that yesterday. That should be out in the next day or so. I got that one done. So be looking for that. As soon as it drops, I'll let y'all know. We just dropped a new one. Some of y'all may have seen it. It is, the one that we talked about the daily bias. So check that one out. That'll help you with understanding how I do my daily bias. If you're going to trade NQ or you're going to trade similar to me or trade like me or whatever the case may be, then I would say just follow exactly what I do. Other than that, it's been a great Thursday with y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Without me, there's no you. Without you, there's no me. You know what I mean? We're all in this together. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Sports, outside of TF, are there any other funded accounts you recommend? For funded accounts, I only recommend TF channels, but there are other platforms that are platforms that are good. They do involve, most of them involve a eval, but that's okay. Lucid is good. My Funded Futures is good. Tradeify is good. Apex is good, and Take Profit. Those are the ones that I use outside of TEF. because like I said, I trade different strategies on different accounts. So I have my accounts are either 50K, 25K, 50K, 100, and 150. That's what I have. And I trade particular strategies on each one of those. I don't trade them all at the same time. I don't copy trade them all together. I copy trade the ones that I trade particular strategies on. Let's see here. We appreciate you too, man. Have a great day and see you tomorrow. Absolutely. Sports Life. Let me get that for you. No, it's not Lux Algo. It's I believe it's Pattern Smart, my brother. Let's see here. Yeah, my FVG, I'm sorry, not Pattern Smart. My FVG is Nephew Sam. It's this one. FVG Nephew Sam. So just go up here. You'll type in FVG. It's already preloaded for me, but you have to type in FVG where it says search. You get a bunch of them, and you just want the one that says Nephew Sam. And click on that one. You star it, and then it'll already be on your chart up here. You're going to see it up here. It'll be up here, and then you'll have it. And it'll be in your favorites. So, yep. But, yeah, so like I said, man, I appreciate y'all. I have 5 take profit 50. There you go. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, channels, anytime. There you go, Jerry Jack. I got 5 take profit 50Ks as well. Yeah, I got my take profit. So I'm gonna tell y'all this, and then we'll get out of here. So I have my fund of futures, and I have take profit trader. Those are my 50Ks. I got 5 and 5 because that's the max. Apex, I have 25Ks. These are all funded. My Lucid, I have 5 150Ks, and on TradeFi, I have 5 100Ks. And then of course TF, we max out at 5 on there. I'm also waiting for TF to come through with the new integration. I'm very excited for the new integration. I definitely want to do that. And yeah, and there it is. And there it is. So that's pretty much that. What we got? You're welcome, Taylor Pruitt, anytime. Sports Life, absolutely cool. That's what's up. Well, man, once again, I appreciate y'all. We went a lot over time today, but it is what it is. The information was great. I always have a good time being here. I have a great time and a good time being here with y'all and sharing all the information, and as well getting y'all feedback. So I appreciate y'all as always. Love y'all. Shout out to the Edge founder, co-founders, Juvier, Scalp God. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And with that said, one more day left, man. We got Friday tomorrow, last day of the week. Let's jump in here tomorrow, and let's definitely leave the week and go into the weekend green. And Trump is talking right now. Are you serious? Okay. So be careful. Be careful. Just be careful. Thanks, Bodovan. I appreciate that. But yes, man, y'all have a blessed day. As I stated, love y'all. Blessings. And definitely catch y'all tomorrow, Friday. Y'all be good out there. Be safe. I'll see y'all first thing tomorrow.